Hi, my name is Sofia Mansour. I will going to talk about how urban agriculture is transforming Detroit, where Devita Davidson explained how features of Detroit's decade actually make it an ideal spot for urban agriculture. Detroit is named worldwide as Motor City, since the production of automobiles was one of its flagships, with the big companies of the sector totally settled in it, General Motors, Chrysler, or Ford. That happened in the early 20th century, when the city began to grow thanks to immigration due to the rise in employment and the establishment of such large factories in it. It was one of the most populated cities in the United States, the one that grew the most in the country during the 20th century, thanks to the important weight of the automobile industry. The same, the same that was forced to declare bankruptcy after losing 47.4% of its population due to the closure of business and factories because of the economic and financial crisis. In 2016, Detroit successfully emerged emerged from the largest municipal bankruptcy in the United States, but the metropolis needs to reconvert its model, leaving behind an inactive industrial urban center and creating a greener and cleaner environment. Hans Franz, for example, is responsible for acquiring empty space to convert them into farms. Some years have passed since then, and the more than 140,000 properties signed by default on mortgage or taxes, as reported by Detroit News, and abandoned industrial buildings have begun to shape the new landscape of the city. The problem is that one third of the city belongs to real estate. On many occasions, the owners have no profit, but still have to continue with their payments. Maintain those areas a year has cost the city some $360 million. But since it does not have them now, they are in ruins, says Mike Score, President Hunt Farm, one of the initiatives that are making possible a transformation in the model of city. Urban farms. The city has gone from having 80 urban farms in the year 200 to over 1,400, according to the Defender of Urban Agriculture. Uh, as in many other cities, interest in the local food movement has increased in recent years, but in Detroit, the initiative has a deeper interest, since 39% of the city's residents live below the poverty line and access to healthy food is irregular. The availability and poor condition of vacant land is one of the characteristics that best define Detroit at this time. The Detroit Future Strategic Plan believes that their land can be an asset in the transformation of the city, with almost 70,000 plots of land owned by the government. A new green and sustainable series can be developed like no other in the world. They indicate from the DFC platform. The Urban Agriculture Initiative of Michigan is another of those that join this cause. The aforementioned non-profit organization has as its mission to use urban agriculture as a platform to promote education, sustainability, and to empower urban communities, develop them, and solve social problems. His focus is the reconstruction of an area of 2 blocks in the far north of Detroit, which is positioning itself as a epicenter of the city's agriculture. This space is based on the adaptive reuse of the built environment, which offers workshops on good practice for sustainable urban agriculture and effective strategies to increase food security. Healthy self-consumption. One of the great problems of Detroit is that as it was losing population, its supermarkets and food stores disappeared, especially in its most humble neighborhoods and in a city in which almost a third of its inhabitants don't own a car and the bus wait in is an average of more than 1 hour. Having a healthy hungry is a challenge. That's why there are many organizations like MIUFI that have developed plots for the community and encourage families to create their own farm. These activities produce more than 22,500 kilograms of food since 2011. Small companies in Detroit. Only 2 examples. The Upland Avenue Urban Farm is a program of North End Christian Community Development Corporation. Is a non-profit, community-based organization dedicated to cultivating healthy food, sustainable economies, and active cultural environments. The second is Food Lab Detroit. It's a group to support the development, growth, and corporation of locally owned, socially and environmentally responsible food enterprise. Members do this by sharing info, resource, and emotional support, organize technical and financial assistance, learning to balance financial, social, and environmental goals, and holding themselves accountable to the commitments they make. Food Lab is fueled by the belief that diverse, locally owned and operate food business are key to vibrant, resilient, healthy place that food business can and should seek to create. Social value by one financial profit, and that food business have the opportunity to help others abroad array of environmental and social issues in the city of Detroit and the region. The conclusion. This series is an example of the deterioration that can occur in the society to have disorder, not only in the government but also in the food habits of its inhabitants. To get used to eating fast foods, which are rich in empty calories, that is, don't, do not provide the necessary nutrients for the proper functioning of the body, therefore increase the chance of contracting disease such as obesity, problems with pressure, arterial, renal, and liver problems, among others. By changing their eating habits, their lifestyle, the people of Detroit have noticed improvement in the health. They even have a vegan restaurant in their city. One of the objectives of the group of revolutionaries to integrate marginalized people and strengthen the society in which they live, fighting together for a better future with a lot of perseverance and faith in what they do.